this is something called mezzalune, and it translates to half moons. This is a crescent-shaped cookie. And again, easy to do. You can do this ahead. You can freeze these. So we have to start with some almonds. And here we have just slivered almonds, a cup of slivered almonds. And we want to put that into a food processor because we have to grind the nuts up very, very fine. So here are our nuts. And then we want a half a cup of sugar. That goes in. And now we need to grind that up until it's very, very fine. Because we have to roll the cookie. And if the nuts are not fine, like breadcrumbs, you will not be able to roll it. So go back and check it every now and then, see where it is. I can see that I need to grind that a little longer. And then have ready some butter. We're using unsalted butter. So you want 3/4 of a cup of unsalted butter already cut up into bits so it doesn't take so long for it to get incorporated. And then you want your flour. So your flour goes in. 2 cups of flour and a little bit of salt. That goes in. Put the top back on and give that a whirl. And the butter was going to melt into the flour. And meanwhile, have ready some almond extract. So I'm going to put a little bit of almond extract right through the top. A teaspoon and a half, however much you like. Now, if you find when you're doing this that your cookie mixture looks dry, take the top off and feel it. You should be able to hold it, mash it in your hand so it stays together. I'm going to give that one more little hit. When it starts to come away from the sides, then you know that you can take that out. And if it is too dry, just add a little bit of water. So once the dough is done, take it out onto a board. And it's going to be crumbly. And then just get it into a ball of dough. You see? Get it together. And you want to work with small pieces of dough, about the size of a walnut. So here's how you form the mezzalune. Take a piece, and the best way to do this, because this is a very fragile cookie and it may break on you the first time, but that's okay. Warm it in your hand, and you can either roll it on your surface gently now, because you don't want it to crumble. Roll it gently. You get that off my nail. I just had them done. And then form the crescent. You see that? That's the crescent shape. Here, I've made these for you earlier, and you just pick that up and put it on. Let me do another one for you. Roll it either on the board, or if you wanted to, you could roll it on the parchment paper, but sometimes the parchment paper slips. So again, gently, because the dough is very, very crumbly. And if it just crumbles, just re-roll it. Believe me, I have crumbled these many, many times. But if you take your time with it, if you abbia pazienza, you will get it. And if it falls apart at one end, just pick it up and put it together again until it's the shape that you want it. And see, the butter's getting very, very soft here now, so I have to be really, really careful. The first one was perfect. Okay, there. Your oven is on at 325 degrees. And these you just want to bake until they're pale looking. They're hard on the surface, but they're not too brown, about 12 to 15 minutes. Then, when they come out, you want them to cool. Let them cool down until they look like this. See? You see how nice they look? Look. And they're dry inside. They're wonderful. Wonderful with tea, wonderful with vin santo. And then you want to coat them in sugar. Shake off the excess. Do this gently now, and you've got to really wait till those cookies are cold to do this, otherwise they will break because they are so fragile. And into the powdered sugar they go. So there.